Okay, we will retake the hanging
Level
idea.
3? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a few versions. I have a few like ideas on how to do level 3 hang. So pretty much you pull down on the first bar, then something else like a servo comes up and locks you onto the first bar. So whenever you go up, you don't drop down to the floor. So this is still you're still above. But since there's a bottom like barrier here on the submersible, so you can't like tip in. So you're essentially prevented from you're still straight vertical. So then since you have the latch, you can now raise your lift. So you have deposit hooks, which are like one-way latching. So like they can go like this, but whenever you try to pull them up, they lock.
Yeah.
So they go on the second bar, they open up like this. Then you pull down, you now have level 3 climb, you can just pull up. This is all like theoretical. We haven't actually built it yet.
They
So
have two types of hooks. The one that's for the first and the second one that goes further.
Wait, so
yeah,
you just have a hook on another hook?
no, they're separate. So like one of the hooks is connected to like the main chassis, and then one of them is on the deposit slides. So like the deposit slides one goes up, and then pulls. That's what actually pulls you down. So I'm like thinking of like PTO or something to actually like bring it down.
So you use the motors that was first on the chassis when you need to do the hanging with the PTO, I think. So
like
the power of
Rotu
the
last year.
motors, and it should be enough to lift your robot.
Yeah.
Well, in our case, we focused on how to score as many points as efficiently as possible. We haven't thought about the level 3 hang. Why? Because the level 3 hang gives a bonus of
15 points.
50 points.
Yeah, 15, yeah.
Which is like
pretty significant.
Not
sometimes.
really. It's a minor boost. You can do it after you optimized every other aspect of the game. Like 2 samples or 2 specimens put in the higher basket can give you more than 50 points. So it's not really worth it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's worth it for meat 1. So we're just like, we're probably not gonna have level 3 hang for meat 1.
In the first stages, like where when there is the league mid phase, nobody's gonna have a level 3 hang. It's just it's time cost, not very efficient. It takes a lot of time. You need to think about it and to implement it. It's not very practical. It doesn't guarantee that it's going to work. So at the beginning of the season, there aren't going to be teams with the level 3 hang. We can expect a level 3 hang, I think, at the nationals.
Yeah. That was March. Like I think February. I think even December. You'll see one in probably Australia.
Oh.
What does it mean? Already with the level 2 hang?
But level 3. They already have level 3.
Level 3.
They only have level 3?
Gear Wizards has it. But it's like pitching slides. So
still
not very fun. Yeah.
To be honest, in this type of situation, you should focus on how you can get the most points, and then how you can get the other points if you think that, hey, maybe we can do more and we have time, we have resources, and that would be a great boost.
Yeah.
Well, then, continuing, looking back, what would you change in your approach, generally speaking, since you have quite the experience with the first? What would you change about your approach to various kind of things?
Yeah, so like as we said like earlier, last season we did 2 full custom bots, and it was not very cost efficient whatsoever. So this year we're doing a go build a bot for our first version. So it's just much easier to prototype and iterate. And then once that starts working, then we'll switch to a custom bot. Yeah, custom robot. Is there anything else?
Not really.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, when it comes to, I'm, I still can get over the fact that you guys made two robots.
With 48 members.
Yeah, not the fact that you made two robots. You made two robots simultaneously. Simultaneously.
No. Like,
Yes.
we built one for our first league meet. So like
But that was
between
for November.
yeah, so for November to
January.
January we kept that, and then we did a 3 week or 4 week redesign.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't very fun.
So that was very stressful.
Wait, so you
And then
guys,
at regionals nothing worked. So
by two robots, you
Not-
mean two versions of the same robot, or
it like every single part was different.
Mhm.
Like no part
Ah.
of the robot was the same. So it was like we had to completely redo everything, retest everything, and then obviously there would be some parts that don't work. So it was just incredibly stressful.
Okay, I thought when you said that you had two robots, I thought that you physically had two robots.
Not at the same time, no.
Not okay. I got you. Well, when it comes to my approach, this is my second year, so I don't really would change anything about my approach. I still would be curious to and determined to try different kinds of things. Yeah, that's about it. Well, okay.
What do you do in a case of a last-minute robot malfunction? Function.
Like, is this like in the middle of a match or like right before a match?
Yeah, I'm right before match, not in the
Right.
middle. In the middle, you just stop the robot. You
Yeah, you
have
can
nothing
do
to
it.
do.
You can really do
We
it.
use queuing to fix the bot.
Like it kind of depends what the problem is. Like if we can run robot like a little bit, at least we'll just go with it. If it's
We never skip the match.
yeah.
Because at that point, like, why are you doing it?
So we try to just go anyway and do as well as we can, and we never just don't show up. We just do as well as we can, really.
For us, I think it's from what I heard from last year. We also have last-minute malfunctions sometimes, and we bring 7 or some kind of key type that is very used in our robot, and we usually lose them all or get back home with less than what we had before.
Well, the funny thing is that we are trying to design the robot in such a way that it doesn't malfunction in the
Yeah.
yeah. But we
It still happens.
yeah, we often do some hiccups here and there, and well, we had last year I think at the nationals we had. It wasn't something that you could expect in the autonomous period. I think it was our last match. So
Okay.
so it was match something 56. What's a big number, and the plates. Last
Five plates?
the
Chassis.
no, in general as a jos.
Slide.
Come si chiama? Drive terrain or something.
The terrain.
Yeah,
the,
okay, drive.
Oh yeah, it's direct.
the,
Yeah.
I can't speak English. Okay, so because there was so many matches already played on the field was okay. The field was electromagnetic charged.
Oh,
So in the autonomous period, our robot just ran into a bar, and the fuse just went.
fuse.
Yeah, the battery fuse.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was unexpected. You could not prepare for it. But it happened. We lost that match. How we fixed it, quite funny. We just
You put too much metal on it.
yeah, we just put a limiter in the code. So if the control hub is using more than, I don't know, 12
20
volts,
amps. 20 amps.
yeah, then it just limits it. It doesn't let to go any further.
How would it? So you hit a truss, or you hit the
Yeah,
truss,
yeah, the
and
truss.
then your motors were stalling, so your
It
fuse
was,
blew.
it was in the autonomous period. We did not control the robot. It just ran into the truss. The fuse went boom.
So it hit the truss. It stalled the motors, I assume, and then you blew a fuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wow.
Using the same control hub.
No, battery.
Și ocupă un baterie.
Well, it's funny because of the electromagnetic charge of the field, many robots just DC, and it's just sometimes funny to see a robot going into the backboard because it just DC. It happened to us also. That was not funny. But going on, what are 3 values you as a team are proposing to follow?
So, like similar to first, we try to value gracious professionalism. I know it sounds like everyone's like what you're supposed to say, but it's one thing that we actually care about. So, like even no matter how stressful it is during the matches, we try to like still be respectful, not only to one another but to other teams. Like
Who
like
you're competing with.
yeah, like if even if you lose to them, it's not the end of the world. You can still like go on with your life.
Exactly. You need to learn
And
this.
we also try not to get too stressed because like that ties in to how much like obviously you have to care about the robot, but not to a point where if something doesn't work, you like
Get annoyed.
like you start punching the robot or something like that. Yeah.
Then what happens? What are you trying to do if you become stressed because of the robot and the competition?
Listen to Indian music.
I usually like to eat food if I get
Yeah, like we just take a break.
Doesn't it
Just
make
do it,
you
like go
more
outside
stressed?
maybe.
food. I think food makes me less stressed.
Well, in my case, at least, when I am stressed and I know I have to do something, it's just staying in the back of my mind. Even if I'm doing my homework or I'm trying to focus on something else, there's still the thought in the back of my mind that you still have this to do. You didn't do it. You have limited time. Just do it. How do you guys do not have this problem?
I do it. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I experience similar things, and like I know I have something to do, but I just don't want to do it or can't do it
And
at
how
that
do
time.
you overcome it?
I just try to do it as soon as possible. Really, I just like tell myself. I just set a specific time to do it, or I try to at least. So like if I'm doing something else, I'll say like I'll do it in 10 minutes or something. And then I get back to it and then do it later.
Do you guys schedule most of the things when it comes to robotics?
Like what do you mean?
Well, like, do you have a set time when you work? You said you are working in a garage. So, do you have like a schedule from when you can enter and work on the robot? Or you can just come whenever you want?
It's their house.
We can just go whenever we want, really.
Okay.
For other team members, like they can just say, like,
Can I
ask
come at
us,
this time?
yeah,
Yeah.
can we come at like 4 o'clock or something? And then if we're there, or even sometimes if we're not there, they can just come anyway and do whatever they want.
Okay, when it comes to like, you need to end you need to make a prototype for mechanisms, but the competition is knocking at your door. Do you schedule when the part one of the progress will be done or something like that, or do you just go with it, trying to finish it as soon as possible?
Yeah, I just try to finish it as soon as possible because if I set a deadline, it just becomes stressful.
Yeah, but also
But,
when
like-
you set the deadline, you are trying to end the thing at the deadline. You like
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. Like we have general deadlines, like we say coding should be done by like Monday or something like that. It doesn't have to be done, but it's just nice to have it done by then.
okay.
Pseudo goal.
And as for your last value,
What was the first term? Increase professionalism. Second one. Try not to get stressed, I guess. Okay. I guess have fun.
fun. Yeah, okay. When it comes to our case, the first value is communication. Communication is one of the most important things you can have in a team. And since we are quite a big team, like we have 50 members and 15 members and around, I don't know, 8 volunteers. We
Okay.
are a
So
big
basically,
team.
23 members.
Yeah,
If you
and
include
also
volunteers.
add to that different mentors. You have yourself
Okay.
40 something members team, a big one.
Okay.
40 also with Silas.
No, just with us. Silas has another 40 people. So it's big. Communication is the key of all. You can't work together if there is no communication. You can have fun if there is no communication. You can understand, you can progress. And overall, we try to implement communication as much as possible. We try to connect with ourselves. We do different team buildings where we just go out and try to, I don't know, we are going on at the restaurant or paintball or something. We try to try different things, and with that, we are growing closer.
Okay.
As for the second value,
For the second value, we have curiosity. I think you can do something. You can't force yourself to do something if you're not curious about that stuff and you're not determined to learn about it. So definitely new members that come here because of the posters and have no curiosity for how everything works, it usually doesn't work out too great for them.
and well, as our last value, it's determination. How will I explain it? Well, I'm sure you guys heard about the hit game Undertale. No, nothing.
Wait. About what?
And the hit game Undertale.
No. No, I don't think.
Well, it's a story-driven game where the main concept is about determination. There are many different paths you can take in the game. As I said, it's story-based, but it's an indie game, and what it excels at is the idea that your actions, what are you choosing, does matter. If you are choosing to be friends with everyone, in the end you have a happy ending. If you choose to commit not so
Unaliving.
yeah, if you commit to genocide, you have a not so great ending. It's just, it gives you it just needs to hook you. Once it hooked you, all it continues is your determination, your curiosity to find out what will happen. And so it comes to robotics as well. After you get hooked in, all it continues is determination. I want to do it, I will do it. It does not matter that I don't want to do it, I have to do it. So determination is, I think, a core value when it comes to our team.
Okay, for our next question, what is the main goal you want to achieve this season?
We want to, like, last year we spent a lot of time just trying to like get to worlds and stuff, so it became really stressful. So this year I just want to kind of like step back and then enjoy the season.
Like, obviously, we want to advance as far as we can, but if we don't, it's fine as long as we enjoy what we've done so far.
I mean, it's okay. It's definitely nothing, something that you should die for. It's great to do your best and achieve as much as possible in the time that you're given, so that you don't regret that you, I don't know, play games instead of making a robot. But also, I think that it's great to enjoy the season. You shouldn't always just be at the robot, program it 24/7, sleep, go to the labs and program or something like that.
That's what we are doing.
Serious? Yeah. Wait, from what? That's it? Oh. Come on, dude.
No. Okay. Well, when it comes to our goals, please continue.
Okay, I realized that I should have said something along those lines that my teammate wanted to say. So now I'm going to say them. Our goals for this season is to qualify for the internationals that we achieved before, but only for the MTI. I think the internationals is in Houston, if I'm not wrong.
Worlds.
Yeah, it's in Houston.
Yes.
We already went to Worlds, I think 2 years prior.
Yeah, power play.
Yeah. But most of us didn't get to go to Worlds because every year we have some members that are leaving and some members that are joining. And in the span of, most of us are joining in the 10th grade. And by the 12th, most of us leave. And in the span of 2 years, you have a completely different team consisting of different people. And so our objective now as a team is to get again to the Worlds. We already saw that it's possible. We already did it. We just need to try our hardest.
Yeah.
Well then, which issues did you encounter during the season and how did you manage to solve them?
So we spent a lot of time in February working on redesign. So that was very stressful. We had lots of issues. And we had lots of issues because it just wasn't tested well enough. So after we had our regionals, we somehow advanced. So then we went to state. So state, we had a full month to work on optimizations, driver practice, and everything. So I feel like you should be prioritizing driver practice, optimization over just getting a bot done.
Well, in our case, I wasn't really involved with the technical side all that much, but what I can say that most of our challenges that we face are internal, between the team members, because as I said before, every year new people are joining. all the old ones are leaving, and it's somewhat inevitable that a conflict arises. That's why what we have an hierarchy in place. We have members, volunteers, and then it comes to leaders. We have a leader on the technical side and another on the non-technical side. And above them, we have a captain, which just looks out and tries to solve those new problems as they arise. Above the captain, we have mentors that are just there to help us out. And well, if a problem occurs and the team members can solve it themselves, they take it to the department leader. If the department leader can't resolve the issue, it just escalates to the captain. And then it goes to the mentors if they are needed. If there is like a high problem, a big problem in the team. So just the whole structure helps us keep the things organized and manageable.
Without it in previous years, from what I heard, two good team members were having two different ideas and didn't want to combine them or agree on one. So they just built two robots, wasted the funds, yeah, it's a very big disaster.
And also in the previous years, when a conflict appeared, it just divided the whole team into parts. You just had to choose with which side you are agreeing on. You can agree on both sides and you can't really resolve their problems. So this is a big reason why the whole hierarchy thing is in place. Well, do you have any questions that you would like to ask us?
Yeah, such a big
It's
team.
not mandatory. It's not mandatory. So
It's not mandatory.
only if you're curious and if everything goes well, we'll also add it to the episode.
No, really?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Oh, how much time do you spend per week?
Oh,
Hours.
It varies. It depends in what period we are. For example, if it's at the start of the competition, so autumn, we don't really spend that much time. I think, let's say around 3 hours after school, times 5, 15 hours. So yeah, 15 hours. But when the competition really starts, that meaning the regionals and the nationals, we stay up late until I think 9 p.m., 10 p.m. We stay really late. And well, in a week adds up at around, I think, 30 hours without weekends. Without weekends.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
And well, there was a time before the nationals. We just stood out all night. We just stood at school the day and the day next and the day after it. It wasn't really.
Did you sleep here at school?
Me personally, I did not, but many, I think around 4 people from our team, and from Silas, another 4 stood up all night to work on the robots. It was funny. So yeah.
Okay.
how much how much time do you guys spend on the robots overall?
Similar?
Similar to your autumn time. I don't think
We've never stayed up all night. The latest we've ever stayed up is until like 1 a.m. And that was the night that something broke at Texas State. So
Funny thing, when we stay up late, around past, I think 11 p.m., the school closes. And, well, it sometimes happens that the guard just sleeps, falls asleep, and we can really exit out of school. So what our previous members did, just exited out of the window. Just
Yeah, we have very
jump.
small windows that are like the size of your torso, and that's kind of it.
Yep.
And they are pretty high, like 2 meters above or 3.
Our labs are, I think, underground.
Okay.
So it's really not a that bad option to just exit out of the windows. But it happened. We have footage of it.
does that allow you to like exit?
Well, he sleeps, so I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Well then, thanks for sticking out with us.
This concludes our podcast.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having us.
Well, have a great day.
You
You
too.
too.